Give thanks every time. Alright, okay, something new for today, bringing you massive value, as I would say, in all types of ways. Respect to the masses in the chat, respect to the masses in the audience every time. You know, another day, another flow. Do something new as I go along. Staying strong, getting better every day. Working on the marketing dashboard, as I would say. With no delay. Right away. Alright. Making sure everything's good with the stream. Coming through clean, if you know what I mean. The stream. From zero to the dream. Here we go. Alright. Yes, so giving you some information as I go. And where I was last time, I wasn't working on the dashboard, didn't get to that. I was working on mostly AEO and some SEO stuff on the Stackivate app that I just did a soft launch for. The MVP, still a ways to go with that one, but you know, making progress. And I feel like that's, you know, I've done like the bulk of the most important AEO, SEO information for the site. Got the landing page right, the home page. So now I'm going to get back into marketing, building out the dashboard more. Just got to get more information in first. Give thanks and not the worst. And let's see, where do I want to be? I want to be on this browser. Okay, so basically what I've done so far in the dashboard for marketing is I got capture. We got the conversations, which I've dropped a few comments, but haven't really heard much back yet to get anything like substantial in here. This is conversations that I'm having with my target audience. Then we got observations. This is like the majority right now. So conversation is going to be ongoing for a while. Observations, I could probably get in like another 20 of these before it kind of like everything's like repeating and I'm barely getting anything new. But I'm just going and trying to find new angles of conversations. Like basically like I can get the information, I can extract it with the main marketing points. And that's what I'm doing right now. So that's where I'm going to start out, without a doubt. And I just got to go to Reddit is where I'm starting. Yes, okay. So let's check out our investing. Well, this stuff's pretty old. I think I might have just put that in wrong. There we go. Yeah, 27 days a month ago, 2 months. 3 days. This is interesting. This is just way too basic. I don't really see anything new here. That would not be a beginner. Not enough there. It's not looking like the best thread right now. I'm gonna find another thread to go into. I was just checking out R investing. I don't really see anything that good on Reddit. So can you recommend me some more? What are they called on Reddit? Threads or groups or something like that. Subreddits. There we go. That's the one I was looking for. Investing for beginners. Okay. All time. Nope. See if anything is today. This is kind of interesting. I'm going to see what Claude thinks about this one. Because it's like a beginner that got lucky, in my opinion. And it's like they kind of understand they got lucky, but they also understand they're still a beginner. So, see what Claude thinks. Alright, I found one that I think is good, but it's like kind of borderline. I want to see what you think. To me, it looks like it's a beginner, but it's like a beginner that got lucky. And they're explaining that they like, from what I understand, they didn't really know what they're doing, but they like made it work. And, you know, now they're like starting to realize like going forward, they might not like keep that same luck up. Let me know what you think about putting this in observations and just looking at it from a marketing perspective for information for this business. What's actually valuable? Not so much that they got lucky and then like learned from it. This is a poster who successfully completed the journey most of the other observations posters are stuck in the middle of. I haven't captured a graduation yet. Like this person graduated as a graduation story. Oh, and I didn't realize this is a person from India that's investing in U.S. markets. So yeah, it's good to know. I mean, you can, doesn't matter where you are, you can get in the game from anywhere. All right, so I'm going to put it in the observations dashboard I'm building. I just hit extract with AI. going to take this conversation. It's going to give me a segment guess, pain points, notable quotes, future implications, content hooks, and tags. And I need to manually make sure that it's doing it right. And I'm going to have also Claude give me its own second opinion. So yeah, they mentioned it's a self-taught investor from India with 5 years of experience. So that's the main thing they needed to bring through. No clear mental model for what milestones to aim for next. How to think about portfolio growth. Okay. Buying random stocks because someone on YouTube said so. Panic selling during dips. Holding bags they had no business holding. Full newbie experience. That looks good. Someone from India investing into US markets starting with almost nothing. No finance background. No one around to do the same. And turned 4. Oh, that was somebody from the comments. So I'm going to copy and give it to Claude. Yeah, and they noticed thread has some commenters with implausible claims, 500 to 1.5 million, 4K to 130K. Most likely this is not accurate. And I think the AI extraction got one of these. Damn, bro, 4K to 130K is crazy. Like, they don't even believe it. Like, are you for real? Alright. Extracted, paste back the fields. We're going to see what Claude thinks. Here we go. Thing of the flag, you hit 10K, congrats. Now here's why the game completely changes from here. Right, and okay, I see what they're saying. With what I'm doing, this business, the game changes. It's not that the game changes at certain milestones. The game is, that's just how that person is seeing it. The game is different for different people based on who they are. That's what I understand, and that's what I'm trying to provide value for. It's just that this person doesn't understand, like, it's still the same game. It's just like they understand it differently, maybe. They got more information. Okay, that makes sense. The graduated beginner framing didn't fully land. person just didn't give up. Like, they made mistakes, but they just didn't give up. That's the main thing. That's the main thing that I want to know, to like provide value to like the users, that, you know, you're gonna make mistakes. Like, I was playing a chess game today, and like I made a mistake, and I was like, oh, there's no way I can win. But I know just from that game, like in life, like, just don't even hesitate. Don't believe for a second. Like, there's always a chance. Just keep playing, keep trying. And I won. So stop chasing hype. Yep. Worth adding first generation investor to the tags. Keep missing that product insight, so I want to update the dashboard to make sure it's catching that, because I've noticed that now across a few of these. Graduated beginner sounds like the most important, that this post is different from every other post. Already got first generation investor, India, or cross cultural. I think that's kind of irrelevant. Place the truncated quote with the full transition sentence. Welcome to the chat, Bridgemind AI. W every time, big up yourself. Respect. No doubt. Working on this marketing dashboard right now for this app I just built. And this is definitely customized to this app, which is a beginner investing app. But I feel like, 80% of this marketing app could be used for any app, or marketing dashboard could be used for any app. It would just have to be customized for the app. And one of the most interesting things that I figured out from building this right here is that, like, this could actually be started before the product is even built. Like, if someone just knew like a niche they wanted to build in, they could just go and start collecting information, and then they could get this information and they could extract it to like get the right marketing information, and then that could guide them in like what kind of product to create. So like what I did was I just put out an MVP, like the main features that I wanted to build for the app, and launched it. And then I'm slowly, doing the marketing, sending people here. And what this can be doing right now is basically collecting information, so that it's kind of guiding me to help make the app. And then I'll also get like CRM stuff like that, so that it can like see how people are using the app, and then that'll give me more information. And I feel like, this will just keep getting smarter over time, and maybe even to a point where it's building itself. So What am I doing right now? I'm collecting, this would be observations. So I'm finding Reddit posts right now, and just starting with Reddit. I feel like most of the target audience is on Reddit. Finding, this is kind of an older post, but the newer post I'm commenting on, and then if I can get, responses, then I'll kind of like guide people towards my product. And if I can get them to try out the product and talk about the product, then I have a different, I'll show you the project browser. I have a different, this would be capture. So I can do a capture, and then that would be conversations that I'm actually having with prospective customers. And then this would be like more specific to the product. But the observations that I'm doing right now is just like general information from my target market. So I can just hit new observation and put in the information from like this post. Right there, extract with AI. Like this is our stocks. And source detail, or no, source is Reddit. Source detail is our stocks. Get the URL, that's not that important right now. So I did extract with AI, it gave me like segment guess, pain points, notable quotes, feature implications, content hooks, tags. Then I just, I can copy it as markdown. So if I want to like, check it out with another source like LLMs, I can do that. Save observation, stores it into the information. And then I can add it onto the station and it'll go through some regulation. And over time, it will build up so I can get the investing nation all in the same spot. What did I use to build this dashboard? Claude Code. And big up Father TP. Respect every time. Welcome to the chat. So it's just Claude Code. And the main thing I think is like the database that I'm using. I'm doing kind of like a RAG database for storing all this. Just like I did with my working on like a personal brand marketing dashboard. And then I can put in like chunks for my live stream. And then it'll, extract my brand voice. So it's like each time I do it, it gets better and better at understanding my brand voice. Saying use Claude Code and the Claude Code front-end design skill and clean this dashboard up using that plugin. Tailwind. Awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna ask Claude about that right now. Thanks for that advice. I just got somebody from the comments being helpful, letting me know that for this dashboard that I should try using the Claude Code front-end design skill. And I think that's just Claude Design, which I have used before, and clean the dashboard up using that plugin. So I think they're just talking about UI. Can you kind of like explain more what they're talking about, what you think they're talking about? Feature in Claude Code called skills. I know what that is. I know how skills work. Okay, and it sounds like, because like right now I'm the only one using this, but like if I were to make this like for sale, which I'm thinking about doing later, like once I like understand it a lot better, and then I could customize it. But maybe there's more to it than just that. So like it's like what Claude is saying is like this wouldn't change anything functionally, which was what I was thinking. But like the routes, the data, the logic, and features will stay identical. Only the visual layer gets reworked. This is a nice to have rather than important. That's kind of what I was thinking. But like when it's done later, but the audience is interested in it, so like that's something right there. Like, and I'm just trying to provide more value for the audience too. It's relatively self-contained. If anything, is more pleasant to work in day to day. Welcome to the chat, the accolade. Welcome back. I remember you from before. Pick up yourself, bro, every time. Massive respect to you and everything you do. Cheers to the spring water. So yeah, that's definitely like a good idea. Like but for right now it doesn't seem like it's that important. I think collecting information is better. But this is definitely a good thing to do if I get to a point where I'm kind of like not sure on what to do next and I can start building that. But you also mentioned Tailwind. So I'm going to see what they say about Tailwind. They had also mentioned Tailwind, and I'm not too familiar with Tailwind. So is that like a UI design? Let me know what you think. How it would apply to this specific conversation. Okay, CSS framework. Also, Claude, the front-end design skill in Claude Code uses Tailwind as its default styling system. I did not know that. Okay. But for this project, then I would have to like rewrite templates, so it wouldn't really make sense. I'd have to rebuild the styling layer. Okay. Saying I could add this to Plan MD. I'll add that in later. So, you have a question. What can I say about Elon versus Altman? I'm not sure who Elon is. You're talking about like Elon Musk? Let me check that out. I wonder what that's about. Somebody from the comments was talking about what do I think versus Elon versus Altman. I think maybe it was a typo for Elon, and I'm guessing they're talking about Sam Altman from OpenAI. Something in the news today. Let me know what's going on with that if there's anything. Massive legal battle. Federal courtroom in Oakland. It's been intense. Elon is suing OpenAI. Interesting. His main argument that he was tricked into co-founding the funding OpenAI under the premise that it would remain a non-profit dedicated to the benefit of humanity. Interesting. Last I remember that OpenAI was a non-profit, so maybe they changed it. He claims Altman performed a Shakespearean long con. Man. Taking his $38 million in donations to build the tech, then flipping it into a for-profit powerhouse to cash in with Microsoft. He famously told the court this week, "You can't just steal a charity." Wow. Their lawyers are arguing that Musk is just a sore loser who is jealous of their success. I don't think Elon Musk is going to be like, he's already done his thing. That seems like that's the first thing that sticks out to me is like OpenAI saying he's just a sore loser. But like they should, I mean, if like, why are they not grateful that he gave him that 38 million? Now they're just like talking down on him. And also he started his own competitor, XAI. The wife beating analogy. Musk got into a heated exchange with OpenAI's lawyer. When pushed for a yes or no answer, Musk snapped back that the questions were designed to trick him, comparing them to the classic logical fallacy. "Have you stopped beating your wife?" The judge had to tell him to move on. Elon tried to pivot his testimony towards extinction risk of AI, warning that we're headed for a Terminator situation. The judge cut him off, telling his lawyers we're not going to talk much about extinction in this case. Yeah, I think that's like, it sounds like both these guys are kind of taking it too far. But I've seen this before with some of these bigger guys that get into it with each other. And it's like, Elon especially, he seems to be like, he seems to like work with people and then like they turn on each other. And I mean, in business, like one thing I've learned about business is that like you can sign contracts with people all day, but like if they actually turn on you, enforcing the contract can usually be more expensive and more time consuming than actually just like letting it go. And you just have to like have a good like intuition to like trust the right people. Musk admitted that he didn't read the fine print of the founding documents. Well, then if you didn't read the fine print, I mean, shouldn't your lawyers have done that at least and like explained it to you? But it sounds like both of these guys are kind of like just looking at like scarcity, and they're not looking at abundance. Like if they just spent this time like arguing with each other, if they just spent this time actually like building and creating and providing value, they would have probably like, I mean, these guys, like Musk is seeking 134 billion to 150 billion. I mean, last I saw, Musk just bought like $1 billion worth of his own stock. I mean, that's a lot. 134 to 150 billion in damages, and he invested 38 million. That seems like way too much to me. But I don't know, maybe that's you just like bargaining, you asked for way more in the court case. And if I ever get that big, when I get that big, I'm just gonna be like, man, you can have it. Like I'll just keep doing what I'm doing, and like I just made a bad business decision. It's basically a high stakes tech soap opera. That's what it sounds like. Okay. Have I tried the new ChatGPT? Not. I've only tried it in the LLM, And I want to get more into the images 2.0. But for the most part, I've been hearing a lot of good things about the new Codex update 5.5, GPT 5.5. So yeah, I definitely want to mostly I've been hearing that the new images 2.0 is like really good. And I've been looking for something better. The best image generator that I've been using for my marketing situation is Ideogram, because they just seem to be handling text the best. But from what I understand, from some of the images I've seen from Image 2.0, I think it's better. So that's cool. That's interesting. All right. Yeah, that clears up that. Then go back to get some more info for the dashboard. Biggest win since an investor. Yeah, it's not a beginner. This is not gonna help me with marketing. So like, don't tell anybody after you make $100. This like what? Okay, looking where to start. This is more like 10 hours ago. Yes, this is what I want. This is exactly what I want. They're a little bit older than my target market, but yeah, and this is what I want to try to make like a response to as well. I think so. I'm gonna run this by, see what Claude thinks. All right, I got that first observation logged in, and I think I just found my first one that I can do for observation and create a comment for. So this is like a little bit older demographic than like my main target market, but essentially I'm going to paste it here. Let me know what you think. First about the having this as an observation, and then about responding to this, because it looks like from what I read so far, I just kind of scanned it, and I could definitely like provide value to these people. They're not beginners. I get it. Like they're older and they have a lot of cash, but they don't understand investing. Yes, this is in more ways than just that. This is like somebody who, if they're looking to put all that in the market at once, then like, and I don't think they're trying to actually like learn. Genuinely outside my lane. Yep. Okay, I see this better now. Probably shouldn't reply either. Yeah, these guys, I don't think they're trying to learn anything. That's good to know. That helps. Investing beginner. Okay. There's like no information here though. They're just posting screenshots of what they got. It's not doing much. Maybe this one. Feeling nervous about what though? They're not. Yeah, there's not enough context. So like, you know what I'm doing? I'm going through here and I'm trying to explain this more of like a marketing standpoint. So if you're building any app or website and you're looking to get information, like I understand marketing very well, so this is like going to help you. I'm trying to understand like what my thought process is when I'm looking at this stuff and how I'm logging it into the marketing dashboard that I'm creating. This is a trader, new to investing. Okay. This one's probably good. All right. Yes, much better. That was quick. Gotta get some more music. I can add genuine value here. That's what I'm thinking. Yes, log it as an observation. So I'll do that right now. Extract with AI. All right. So I will extract it. Get the segment guess, the pain points, the notable quotes, the feature implications, the content hooks, tags. And right now, what I'm mainly looking at is pain points and feature implications. That's kind of equal. Then I would say it's like segment guess. Notable quotes is going to be more when I start creating the actual marketing content. So I'll copy this as a markdown. Yes, I should reply to this. Now I don't want to be giving them this because that's like financial advisor information. Okay, now I'm going to copy the markdown and give it back to Claude. Product Insight, I got to get that fixed after this one. I'm at the point where logging more observations isn't the highest leverage thing I can do. Awesome. Getting enough info to, I think, start marketing. Got a clear audience map. Framework gap. Saving versus investing, conflation, resistance to simple answers, waiting to feel sophisticated. So this is where it gets fun again. Getting back into the code and like actually like putting this marketing information into the code so it understands how to apply it to everything. And it already kind of does, but now it's just like putting it together to find the main points based on what I already have. So respect every time, side hustle builds. Big up yourself. Welcome to the chat. Thank you. Yeah, this is a really cool marketing dashboard that I created, and what I'm doing right now is definitely different from any other marketing dashboard that I've seen. And the main thing about this is like I'm able to like go and do one of the first like steps for marketing, which is to like talk to your prospective clients for your product or service and get information from them. And I set up a dashboard so I can take this information and extract like the main points and organize it. And then when it adds up, then I can use it for the marketing. So essentially, like you could do this even if you didn't have a product yet. And I launched the why not put that in the chat real quick? I'm gonna put the link for the the app that I'm launching right now that I just built. Still got a ways to go, but you know, check out the free tier. Let me know what you think. I feel like it's pretty good getting some marketing done for this. So this is what this is all for. What I'm doing this, what I'm building this marketing dashboard right now. But like I said, it could be applied. Like 80% of this is like I think universal to kind of like any app. So once I get this built, I would like to find a way that I can get it out there and like maybe make onboarding things so that like it could be customized in some way. I got to put more thought into it, but I believe I could like get this out there so that, you know, anybody who wants to build a website or an app could use this and it would like help them immensely. Okay, so I'll save this observation. Post the reply. So I'm thinking like I want to do all these things, A, B, and C. But I also want to do like we were missing that it kept missing that one tag to put in. I think it was product insight. So let me know based on like everything we've done, should I give a prompt to Claude to, you know, correct it so it knows when and like the right time to put in product insight or anything else it might have missed first and then move on to A, B, and C? All right, so I got a prompt for Claude. Update the capture extraction prompt. Incorporate for refinements based on patterns. There we go. So this one, I think I can do plan mode just because it's multiple steps. But I'll just leave it on max effort. So go into the code, plan mode. Already got max effort on. Welcome back to the comments. Harsh Patel. Right now I'm making the marketing dashboard for the Stackivate app. Stackivate is a app for beginner investors. Really like mainly beginner investors, but like even I, experienced investor, get a lot of value out of it. But essentially I'm creating a marketing dashboard system for any app, but this one is customized for this specific app. And I believe that after I create this, I can essentially, you know, provide it to anybody who is ever doing like an app or even a website, even a product. I think even a product, if they don't really need an app, like if they just want a website for their product and, you know, they're trying to market something, I think this is like a really good system. I can just customize it for anything. So right now it's collecting information online from conversations. I can get that information, extract out the right parts from it, and then essentially use that information to guide the marketing. The more information I get, and the main thing is that I get the right information, use it in the right way for marketing, put out the marketing, get feedback on the marketing. Everything gets better over time. Essentially that even like kind of guides the product or service to become better over time. So right now I'm just giving an app to Claude because I've gotten like I think 14 different conversations, which it's getting most of the main points, but it's like, you know, missing certain things and like kind of overdoing it on other things. So I'm just guiding it to get better, and I'm manually seeing like how it's working, and that's giving me feedback on how to guide it to get better. Yeah, so yeah, give thanks every time, respect, and if you're just tuning in, you know it's time to win. Make sure you go and like up the like button. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already, because I'm coming through with new information steady, and I'll just keep doing what I'm doing, keep pursuing what I'm pursuing, and you know it'll be a good flow to get to where I want to go. So any comments, questions, that's cool, especially when it comes to business or marketing. Seems like I'm still getting a lot of help from people here. I really appreciate it. Awesome community with vibe coding every time. And, you know, I just keep on creating. Got the plan. The man with the plan. This is a good one. This is a good long plan too. Yeah, I'm glad I put this one in plan mode. I was thinking maybe this would be too easy, but no, this is... If I had broken it down into steps, then probably not, but yeah, I did the right move on this one. Plan mode, max effort. I think it's kind of repeating. Nope, there it goes. Awesome. So this plan is pretty long, and I pretty much understand what it's doing already, so I'm just going to give it to Claude and then just have it verify that everything looks good. So you have zero knowledge about coding and stuff, but you're highly interested in vibe coding. Well, there you go. Now you know you're in the right place. So, you know, you could definitely talk to AI about it, but certain things, you know, AI is not going to understand. You could be, you know, if you're not understanding something with AI, or either way, just feel free. You can go and ask me, and I'll see what I can do to help you pursue whatever you're trying to get into. So I think if I had to give you some advice on where to start out, is just think about what you want to create. What do you want to vibe code? What are your skills? What are you good at? Because the main thing about this is it's going to make mistakes. If you're trying to vibe code something that you don't really understand, you're not going to catch these mistakes. I think the first thing you should create should be something that you really understand well, like the entire topic. So I use mostly Claude Code for the building, Codex for auditing, and I like to use all the different LLMs, GPT, Claude, and Gemini mainly when I have like bigger questions, like more strategic questions, and get kind of like you know, like different advisors. Like usually they give me slightly different information, and that just kind of helps me make up my mind to what I'm going to use. So I would say try them all out. I feel like, you know, everybody's personality is different. A lot of people like one platform over the other, and that's not to say that one is better than the other. I think it's more like, you know, everybody's brain works differently. And you might find out that, like, even me, I started out with GPT and I used it like exclusively, and now I barely use it. I don't like I don't like a few things about it. Even certain things about Claude. Like Claude seems to like give me better quality information, I guess. But then like I'm getting better at knowing like what questions to ask which different LLM. And like Gemini, usually when I have quick questions and I just want to get straight to the point about something, that's when I usually go to Gemini. Claude is like when it's like, you know, when I'm having like an issue that's like really difficult to solve, Claude is like go to for me. But for Claude, if I was like conversating about something like, you know, just like small talk, something like that, Claude is just not like, seems like it's like a person talking to someone that I don't really like share the same like wavelength with, I guess, if that makes sense. But try them out without a doubt. Prompt engineering is really first. Get that prompt engineering down. You know how to get AI. Talk to AI a lot like it's a person, like you're getting to know somebody who thinks differently than you. Over time, you get to talk to it better, and then you get the right outputs, and then you'll be a lot better at vibe coding. All right, so I'm going to get as much done today as I can. So right now, I'm the man with the plan. I'm about to give you Claude's plan from that prompt. And I kind of skimmed it and it looks okay, but I just wanted to get your opinion, save some time. So yeah, here's something that I would not have picked up on just from reading this plan. The plan is going to add new content to the system prompt, 4 new paragraphs. That's getting kind of long. Every extraction now sends more tokens to the API. Model has more text to process before it gets to the actual content. It's worth noticing, not that big of a deal, but over time, I should consolidate and clean up where I reread the whole prompt, look for redundancies and tighten wording. Not now, just something to keep in mind for later. Okay. So yeah, this plan is good. So I could hit to go with it and start it. Start the build. Auto mode with the Claude Code. So you watched this podcast where these two guys made an online dating wingman app. It's crazy how the final product looked like. Yes, I did not see that podcast, but one of my friends, the only like actual other person I know that is a friend of mine that does vibe coding, made something very similar, and I'm wondering maybe he saw that too. But I know we've both been like understanding game from a long time. Like I've studied under some of the best, and this is just like social. There's a lot to like social interactions and stuff like that in general, and understanding people's personality type, stuff like that. And I'm seeing what's going on right now, and you can do a lot of awesome things. And I mean, that's funny. Like I really don't. I'd rather much go out in person and talk to people than like use these apps for online dating. Those online dating apps are really just like lame to me. I think there's a lot of scammers, a lot of like sketchy people on there, and a lot of robots already. And this got me thinking. I think honestly, like it already seems like really fake to me. Like most of the like women I talk to on there kind of like all like kind of say the same thing, just in a different way. Like they just like have like kind of like a program that they use. And I've gotten really good at just kind of seeing through it, and it just feels like a stupid game to me. And I really, really enjoy interacting in real life, but doing that to me just feels really like fake, is the best way to say it. And a lot of it, I notice, especially with online dating, is all about like image and portraying like affluence and like things like that. And it's not about personality. And the whole online dating thing, I think, has gotten way out of hand. And now that I see what you're talking about with AI and what I've seen other people build, I feel like the future of online dating is just like everyone's going to have their own bots. And you're not even going to be talking to people. It's just going to be like robots like gaming each other. And then, like, I totally see that too. So like that's why I want to create an app that's for like I actually kind of started with it, but I want to create an app that's for like you can get people's personalities and you can like help them go to like, the right place in their city to where they're more likely to meet the type of people they want to meet. And just like get back to I think this needs to get back to actually like people doing things in person. It's just so fake where it's going and where it is right now. No doubt. So you understand too. It sounds like, yeah, we need more real interactions in this world. Um, that's interesting that you brought that up right after I like just saw this new app that one of my friends made, and yeah, that's where I think the future's going. So we gotta make it better. We gotta provide more value. So I got positioning MD. Get into that. Make an honest call of what's left in the tank. Come on, I just started. All right. I gotta let Claude know. Jokes apart, you were more interested in how they created a basic app in 2 hours, and that really helped you understand the potential of these tools. Yes. And you can definitely create a basic app in 2 hours. And I would say there's going to probably be a lot of bugs. You'll have to learn how to find bugs. You're going to have to learn how to fix them. You're going to have to learn how to clean it up. If you want to sell it, you're going to have to learn how to do security, and you're going to have to learn how to hook up payments, stuff like that. But all these things are learnable, and AI can help you. And, you know, people like me can help you. So it's really like, you know, and as this technology gets better and better, you know, I think the only thing that's really like going to separate people apart is like, you know, their ideas. Like, what kind of ideas are you going to have? Like, are you an idea person? If you can come up with good ideas, which I think is a skill, you know, you can just build that skill and keep creating good ideas. And the better you get at creating this stuff, and the quicker you get at creating, and the better you get at like applying systems, then, you know, it's all a matter of time. But you see me, like, I started from nothing with this, like just business background, marketing background. That's super, I mean, that's major though, because like, you know, everybody's putting out apps, but it's all about like, you know, marketing them now and understanding how to like put it out as a business. So once you get that down, once you get the app building down, you just got to stick with it, be persistent, and you'll be there. All right, so that prompt is done. I've only been working for like an hour now, so I definitely like feel like I can work longer. And you know, basically I could copy and paste where the positioning MD is right now and make it better, or else we could go on to do the other things we were talking about fixing with these prompts. Let me know what you think is more higher priority. But I guess we can just do them all anyway, because I probably got time. Welcome to the chat, Deep Scope era. Pick up yourself every time. It's the new era. Where did I learn all that? Self-taught. Many people that came before me, people that understood better than me. I've been an entrepreneur for a while, studying mainly marketing from the best out there. Put a lot of time and effort and energy into it. Had some success, had some failures. You know, just patience, God, and time. Yo, Kai the editor, welcome back. Big up yourself every time. Respect to the day ones and the links. No doubt. What you been up to? What you building? Have I heard about Vappy, the AI agent? No, let me look that up. Someone's asked me if I heard about Vappy, the AI agent. I have not. Do you know anything about this? It's not a standalone chatbot like GPT. It's an orchestration layer. 3 different AI technologies into one seamless phone call. So speech to text, it hears you, thinks of an answer. 11 labs, speech, text to speech, it speaks back to you. Does this very fast. So it's like having a real conversation. Yeah, this is like creepily human features. This is where AI gets like, it's useful if it's used in the right way, but man, this is like just got to be careful with stuff like this. AI customer care agent. Yeah, definitely. This would be really good for businesses. I mean, this can replace a lot of people for hiring and stuff. Cause like, just answering the phone, there's a lot of like higher skill things people could be doing. But, you know, this reminds me of like soundboards. Like when I was like younger, like used to listen to like YouTube has all these soundboard prank phone calls. People would like take clips of like Arnold Schwarzenegger's voice and then they would like call people and then they would like just like have him say like hello, how are you? And they'd think it's like a real person and they'd like say stuff back and then like people just got really good at like clicking the different buttons to make voices and you can look it up on YouTube like soundboard prank phone calls and it's pretty funny. But like this is taking it to a new level. And wow. Can say right, got it. They advertise a base rate of 5 cents per minute. So what is that? I mean, let's see, calculator. But that's just the bridge they provide because you have to pay for the brain and the voice. So like I could build this, I feel like. I already know 11 labs. And you could even build it like take it a step farther and do like Zoom calls and have like a AI avatar doing this. So they're charging I totally feel like I could build this. They're charging 30 cents a minute actually when it like actual cost. So I mean 6 times 3 $1.80 like $18 an hour is what it costs to use this. And I mean that's more than you're paying a human for most I more close to I think what people are paying per human for like a call center job. So that makes it I mean that kind of defeats the purpose of it if it's the same price. If it's not cheaper than hiring a human, then like what's the point? Um Tech is currently making telemarketing and receptionists feel inevitable. But what do you think? Have you tried it or heard it? And then what do you think? Because I don't really know. It sounds like it could be good, but from what I understand, like I've seen videos like where they're breaking this down and they're like calling businesses that are doing this and like they're finding flaws in it really easily. So this is interesting. I think it's still really early on this. I think a lot of this stuff is really hyped up to be better than what it actually is. And in this case, if it's $18 an hour to use this, why not just pay a person to do it? You could probably, most places in America, you could probably hire somebody to do this kind of work for like $15 an hour. Yeah, if you do the right thing on top, then bottom things automatically get perfect. I think I know what you're meaning. Maybe you could explain that a little better. Just let me know if this is what you're saying. Basically, like when you build the foundation of something, if you build that right, then like everything else is like easier to like get right on top of it. if you mess up something on like the main part, let's so say like this app right here, um, the logic of like how it's like, you know, what you want it to do, what task, like say like the type of business you're setting it up for. If you get that wrong, then everything else you build on top of it is going to be wrong too. So you got to make sure that's right first before you like build. Let me know what you think. I'm not sure if I'm understanding you correctly, but you think it's still pretty good, still in building stage, but way better. Okay, yep. Sounds like we both are on the same page, same wavelength. And yeah, it's still in building stage. But I think there's a lot of like, you know, if cost can go down and it can get better, then you know, that is the future. Cause there's so many tech companies that we were just talking about this the other day, like Facebook. Like you can't call anyone and like you have problems and it's so hard to get it, like even to respond with an email, it's like hard to get that back even with a lot of tech companies. So this could be, you know, this is where everything is going. And like, do I really care if I call a business and I'm talking to a robot or a person, but they both are able to like accomplish what I called to do? And like, you know, the robot's probably going to answer the phone quicker. And if the robot can give me the information quicker, does it really matter that I'm not talking to an actual human? Some people say that it does matter to them, but to me, you know, it's all about like getting done what I want to do faster and better. So if I'm talking to, if I know it's a robot, like they could even sound like a robot, I really wouldn't care. But yeah, that's definitely the future. That's funny. We were talking about that, and I got this random like lo-fi station on, and they're playing like just random clips from like phone calls and operators. Like, wow. What? I don't know if I got the volume up loud enough that you guys can hear that, but that's some interesting timing. What? If you have to start understanding AI tools, where should you start from? I think it depends on what you want to do. I think probably the best place to start is LLMs, and that's even free. Start talking to them. Start asking them like questions. Start asking them to give you answers on stuff. See if it's giving you like the correct answers. See if it's giving you the output that you want. This is basically prompt engineering. So you know how to talk to it to get the right output. That's where I think most people fail. Most people, they like, you know, have a task or a question for AI. AI gives them the wrong information and they're like, yeah, this is like, it doesn't even know what it's talking about. This is no good. I'm not using AI. Like, AI can't do this. But then, like, when I look into it and I'm like, okay, well, how did you ask them the question? And they're like, I mean, you know, they just tried one thing and it didn't work and then they gave up. Try rephrasing things. Just keep talking to it. You'll see you'll get better at talking to it. You'll find that sometimes it'll put you in loops and give you the wrong answers and it'll be really confident. And you got to know how to get out of those loops. You got to know how to like set it straight. I always say like, is this movie, one of my favorite movies, Third World Cop. And the main quote from the movie is we run things, things no run we. So like I always think about that when I'm thinking about AI, because I'm always like, I run AI. AI doesn't run I. So, you know, AI is going to try to like kind of like tell you what's right even when it's wrong sometimes, and you got to be able to catch it. You got to be able to recognize that, and you got to be able to like manage AI, because sometimes AI is going to like try to manage you. And welcome to the chat, Novari. Novari saying code. I think you mean Claude Code. Talking about as a response to Harsh Patel saying that start with Claude Code. That could be a good place to start. And you know, maybe it doesn't even so much matter where you start, that you just start and you have a goal of something you want to accomplish. All right. Thank you for letting me know about this, because you're right. This is the highest priority thing I could be doing right now. And essentially, like, I already have this information. Like, I've already done it with like the business plan, the marketing plan, and stuff like that. But I want to try something like new. So like what I want to do is like open up the project in Claude, and then like just kind of talk to Claude based what it can see on the project files, and I mean Claude Code, and basically ask it these questions and see what it thinks based on like what it knows, because it can access the whole project. So I think I'm gonna like do that as a start, and then I'm gonna go look at like reference my business plan, which, you know, I can tell is like going to be kind of changing over time, and then get back to you with these answers. Let me know what you think about that strategy, just to try something new, to get like, you know, like a new viewpoint. I think see if I can make better what I already have. After day 61, how's the platform look like? Well, I got a few. So the main app that I created, I'll show to you right now, or I'll put the link in the comments. So go and check that out. There's a good free tier on there. And you can see the dashboard is right here. You can reference this. Also, I just got done doing AEO, and SEO marketing for like the kind of like the landing page or the home page. But go ahead and check out the free tier stuff. I think you would like it. Let me know what you think. That's, you know, that's, I think, like right now, like, you know, I'm providing this to like as like a soft launch to everybody in the chat. And I'll definitely be like adding more to the free tier, maybe even changing some of what I got. But you know, the most valuable thing I can get is like your guys' like feedback. And I feel like this can provide value to you, especially the time machine. So yeah, if you got a second, go ahead, try that out. And it's just stackivate.com. So let me know what you think. What do you like about it? What if there's anything you don't like? Especially anything that like you don't understand, that you're confused about. What's like providing the most value? And that can even kind of help you get a better idea of like, you know, where my mind is at when I'm like trying to create value for people, because that's the main thing to focus on. How can you provide the most value for other people? Not like what app do you think is going to like make you the most money, but based on your specific skill set, how do you think you can provide the most value to other people? And then I got like these marketing platforms that I'm working on too that are just kind of getting started. I'll be right back. How am I going to add real-time market prices? So if you know what an API is, an API is basically like where your app gets its information from. There's a bunch of different financial APIs. When I first did the first part of my challenge, 30 apps in 30 days, what I did was I built basically like, I think one app wasn't a finance app, the first one I did. So I built like 29 finance apps, and I tried like the majority of the different finance APIs. Most APIs have a free tier that you can just kind of use it and like check it out. It seems like they're getting more restrictive. But also the crazy thing I learned too is the stock market APIs are, you know, more expensive and restrictive, but all crypto's APIs for real-time prices are free. And it's like you don't even need the API. You can just like tell Claude Code like use whichever one. Binance is like the main one I've found to be the best. Like get the Binance API, hook it up into this project. But yeah, for stock market, more restrictive. And for whatever like niche you're in, there's going to be different APIs. I would recommend trying them all out. AI is not the best at knowing which one is best. I think if you're going to build something that's like really like, especially that you're going to sell, you'd want to try out the different APIs and see for yourself which ones work the best. Because AI might not always be right about certain things. With me, like, it seemed to like get something wrong about every single API. So let's see. All right, so I'm going to try something new with this. I'm going to go into the project folder for Stackivate and have it help me get the answers to these questions to like help craft my marketing project. So before I do that, I want to make sure that I'm committing and pushing everything to GitHub. Commit and push to GitHub. Welcome to the chat, Vibe Code Cowboys. Respect every time. Let me know what's on your mind. I'd love to hear your takes. Unlocking the next lesson should be clear to keep up user encouragement. Everything in Pro should have a preview behind the feature gated model. Kind of hard to convert if someone doesn't know what they're getting. That's definitely good advice. Thank you. There are some layout things that could be sharper and a bit more selling of the value with any results and stuff like that. Okay, yeah, thank you. And I think the main thing I don't understand is you're talking about unlocking the next lesson should be clear to keep up user encouragement. So I don't understand like what is not clear about unlocking the next lesson. And I think you mean for the investor's edge. So like these lessons right here, I think you're talking about. So like I think what you're saying, so like the way I've got it is you got to get at least 7 correct answers out of 10. It says like 10 scenarios, 7 correct to pass to get to the unlock the next level. Is that kind of what you're talking about? But other than that, I mean, everything you're saying, like, that's really good. Like, I really appreciate that advice. Especially everything in Pro should have a preview behind the feature gated model. This is true. Right now, it's like, just says Pro Lab, real-time paper trader, investors log, coach. And then the only info is like, you know, you kind of have to like, you'd have to go through and read all the like FAQ and everything like that to understand. So this is money. Yeah, I'm definitely taking a note right now to remember to come back and. So yeah, that's what you were talking about, to that 10 scenarios, 7 correct to pass. But just the fact that you didn't like see it clearly the first time, that lets me know that I should like make it more like prevalent. I guess maybe not the best word, but so like people notice it better than the way it is right now. And yeah, that's valuable. I'm going to take that note right now to go back and check out your comments, because that is awesome. And then this AI architect, this is like the coming soon. And this is like when I was building it live on stream, this is like kind of the main thing people kept asking about, was like an AI investing bot. And there's a lot of like regulatory stuff about doing something like this, so I have to be real careful about it. But this is kind of like a coming soon, and people can let me know if they're interested about it. But I think there could be a lot of value to this if I do it right. But I just got to be like real careful, because I mean, it could, you know, lose a lot of money for people. I got to be like real straightforward that, you know, you want to make sure it's like you're checking on it and you're like making sure it works first with like fake money and everything like that. And I think there's a lot of potential there, but it's like such a new, unregulated like era and area of finance. I don't know if I want to be the first person to. I think people are doing it, but they're not like selling it. Maybe they're just kind of like doing it for their own personal use. And it sounds like they're not working that well, but they're doing it for trading. And I've never seen anyone do it for like straight up investing, especially like this, where it could have like a coach and a log that gets a person's information over time and then like gets their like specific style. So I'm thinking like this would probably be better long term to do it something not like for people to make money, but like maybe it could like learn their style and then like do investing based on their style, and it could like get feedback and insights that the person wouldn't be able to pick up on their own. So yeah, I think there's a lot to that, and I think this is like where the future of finance is going for the most part. Alright, so I'm gonna open up this other folder. Start the dev server. Exactly, not financial advice, and I can't really like get people's like, you know, give them info based on like, you know, how much money they have in their tax situation. Can't tell them like what to buy, what to sell. Have to be real careful about like everything is probabilities, which for the most part I'm doing, and I'll always be like checking like to make sure I'm doing it right. But that's going to be like a brand new area of bot stuff, I think. And I would like to be kind of like the on the forefront of that. But yeah, I could get a library of prompts. I think what you mean would be like a library of prompts. For the bot on how to invest, basically. And it could kind of like generate a library of prompts based on each person's individual style, their strengths and their weaknesses. And I think like one of the main things I think with that is like people kind of stray from their like plans a lot with investing. you know, they get caught up in hype, stuff like that, or fear and greed, you know, the media, you know, gets them to like kind of like change their plans. So if a bot is, if you program it right, it wouldn't do that. So you could kind of see like what would it look like if you never strayed from your plan. That's like one thing. But there's so much to this, I think. And yeah, this is like a super awesome time to be in investing in like everything really, because there's so many industries that are going to change. Because I mean, really, like, if there weren't these regulations, like, this could wipe out pretty much a whole industry of financial advisors. Like, what would, like, you could just do what they're doing with AI, I feel like. So, like, I get it. Like, you know, they need to, like, put food on their table. There's probably maybe some human element to it that I'm not seeing. And I'm not trying to like replace them. Like they still have a lot of people would rather deal with humans, especially with like a lot of money like that. But this app right here is more for just like education. Financial advisors, I think, are like you pay someone to like manage your money for you. This is people that would rather learn this. And, you know, because also financial advisors are going to like put you in like, you know, for the most part, most of them are going to put you in like really low risk, low reward setups, and it's pretty standard. You know, there's some variance, but I think that there's a lot that can be done with this in the future. But anyways, I'm gonna get back to what I was working on real quick. Start asking these questions. Essentially a mood regulation coach. Yes, that is exactly where I'm like positioning this right now. Cause like each time a person does like buys or sells something, it asks them a few questions like based on their mood and like, you know, where is their thought process coming from to why they're buying or selling. And then it can, you know, like look at like, you know, did they make a good, like it'll kind of take time usually to know if they made a good choice or not. But it can add all that up over time and it can start to see things, patterns like, okay, well, you know, when you're tired, you tend to make bad decisions, or when you're like, you know, angry about something, you know, you tend to make bad decisions. Or even some people, it might be if they're in a really good mood and they're really like upbeat about something, then they tend to like get caught up in a hype or something like that. But that's kind of the basis of like, I think you understand that pretty well. That's awesome. Yeah, I'll check out your stream sometime. I don't think I've heard of you before. no doubt respect your hustle too and everything you do, and yeah, just stay true to the game and the vibe code. So definitely, this is like the new frontier, and we're all in it from the start. So, that's the community, and we'll just all keep building. And, a year from now, 2 years from now, we'll all still be learning from each other, I'm sure. So, yeah, it's definitely, I like the abundance mindset. Everyone's like, each one teach one. This is a good place to be, a good community from as far as I can see. All right. Got some questions from Claude. All right, so I gave that prompt to Claude, and basically it's like kind of confused. It seems like it's like not really understanding. Like it's like it doesn't know where to look for this information, because I don't think it understands that this is from like some of this information is from actually the marketing platform for this project. But I'm gonna paste its answers here, and let me know if you think you understand what the confusion is, because I feel like I mostly understand it, but not 100%. This makes sense. This document should be in both. This is what I want to do. Okay. Okay. All right, Claude is cooking right now on that prompt. So while it's cooking, I just want to like ask you about stuff like, sounds like these documents, you're right, they should be in both places. And this is like leading me to some more questions that I didn't think I would be getting to so early. Like I would want to be like hooking these two up because, like we've been talking about how the information that I get from marketing is going to lead to me making this actual app or project better. So like, I mean, I know they're two separate projects, but I'm wondering, is there like a way to link them together? I feel like this is an update with 4.7. Claude is definitely compacting the conversation more often. Or maybe it wasn't, I don't even know if it was doing it before. It was only compacting with like Claude Code. Now it's compacting with the LLM. And that's awesome because like I want to keep this chat like focused on this chat and not have to like remind it everything in a new chat. So yeah, like compacting is like probably lose some of the context, but it's better than like starting a new chat with a new prompt. I think at least. But yeah, I'll see. Because it did it before and it seemed like it was still on point. And if you don't compact it, then like the more you use it, the worse it gets. And then you end up having to like get a new prompt to start a new conversation for the same thing. So I think this is way better. And it's crazy because at first, this 4.7, I was like, oh man, I like 4.6 better. But now I'm like, the things that, I only noticed kind of like the negatives about it when it first came out. But now I'm slowly seeing the positives and they're, to me, outweighing the negative aspects. And this is good too because something I end up doing is like I'll try to like ask a bunch of questions, but like I kind of stray from the original like workflow. And Claude is like, before it would just like let me go off, and like now it's like always trying to bring me back. You are right. Thank you for keeping me on track. I really appreciate that. I feel like a lot of other AI LLMs, just kind of like let me go in any direction, and I really like that you are bringing me back. So continue to do that if you see me get off track. I mean, let me know like the quick answer to my question, but remind me that this is straying me away from like what's really important. So that's good to know about kind of what my options are in the future of doing this. But for the most part, I'm going to go ahead right now and answer these questions the way I would like personally say them. So Stackivate is a educational app for investors, specifically for beginner investors, but I myself am an experienced investor, and I find a lot of value in it, mainly through the journaling, the automatic journal, and coaching. But a specific situation I think would be people who want to learn investing. Maybe they're overwhelmed. A lot of different reasons, like we've talked about with this marketing. So unlike the alternatives of, courses or hiring a coach, this is much more hands-on, and the AI coach is probably very close to most good coaches and probably better than a lot. It's there 24/7, stuff like that. The product is much cheaper than hiring a coach. The unique mechanism, I think the free tier, I want to expand more, but right now the free tier, the unique thing is the time machine, going back in a random year and trading or investing in the stock market and getting a year's worth of data in like anywhere from like 5 to 20 minutes. The paid tier, definitely the automatic journaling. It's mostly automatic. You just have to answer a few questions, but it's more about like, mindset, to make it so it's not like crossing into financial advisor territory. It's more about like helping people. I feel like one of the main things about investing is, it helps me, investing teaches me more about myself, to know myself better. So then like that coach mixed with the journaling is like the unique thing. And really like, I know I'm like going on more than like I should probably keep it simpler, but I'm just going to do this in my own words. So the next question, the type of user, the beginner investors or people who just want to get better at investing, I guess even. I just think the main market from what I did for financial research or business research is that there's a huge demand of people that, want to invest, but they really don't know where to start, and they're just like going off a hype and taking guesses. But like I said, this can really benefit like even myself, who's been investing for, you know, actively like 10 years now. And these persons don't need more information about investing. They need to understand their own strengths and weaknesses and personality traits and how they apply to investing so that they can get better over time and learn from their mistakes and, you know, get better, know themselves better, become a better investor, become more aware of the possibilities. So Stackivate does the specific thing of education so that they can have financial freedom and they can do it themselves. They don't need to rely on somebody else. And to me, investing is fun. You know, I'm an entrepreneur. I like researching businesses. I feel like I'm good at, you know, understanding business trends and like what businesses are going to do well, stuff like that. The next question, most types of product tells you what to do. So most type of product would be, I guess right now, you know, this is a new field. Like, really there's only like, you know, courses and maybe some like games that are like skill tree thing that I have kind of. But, and then there's coaches. So this is pretty new. And I want to be like the leader in this. You know, I want to be like, I feel like I'm kind of the first one to do everything and put all this together. I've done the business research, seen out there that, you know, there's people doing maybe one or two of these things, but it's different. And Stackivate helps you figure out thing only you can know, like your own personal traits and strengths and weaknesses, like I'm saying, so you can master the best investing strategy based on your own personality and strengths and weaknesses, and get the best outcome and continually improve over time. Okay, so that's that. And Claude is done with what it generated. So let me know what you think about this. I know you said to get 3 different versions, but I kind of just like did a whole brain dump. And we'll clarify this stuff first, and then I'll give you what Claude gave me. Welcome again to the chat, Alex. Respect every time. Every day I'm hustling. You already know. So, keeping with the flow, learning more as I go. And, you know, well wishes to you too and everything you do. And, you know, also if you're just tuning in, to everybody else too, you know it's time to win. So hit the like button. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already, because I'm coming through with new information steady. And it's always good to see you here. Getting a lot of good conversations today. I feel like the conversations I've been having today have been super valuable. So I've been, you know, I haven't been building that much today, but just more strategizing and talking to people in the chat. Bridgemind dropped through. If that was actually the, I didn't look it up to see if it was the actual like real account, but it sounds like it was. So yeah, respect to Bridgemind. Respect to Vibe Code Cowboy, who is also doing their own stream. And we really got like the community going. So we'll just keep flowing. And I'm knowing that this is really the future. And, you know, we're the ones at the top. So, you know, big up yourselves every time, because like this is really, I think this is a massive trend that's only going to get bigger. And it's awesome to have everybody here. Alex, you know, whatever you're building, whatever you're thinking about building, I'm sure it's going to be good and it's only going to get better. So we'll just keep providing value and keep learning from each other. And I really like how this is, everybody's working together. It's really an abundance mindset community. Okay. looking at the Claude for the strategization session. Investing teaches me more about myself to know myself better. And that's not something that I hear people say very often. I think that's like a higher revelation that I think more people I think would benefit from understanding, and you don't really like see it until you do it. No doubt. Yes, I can do rap. No doubt. Sometimes I can't like more of like you know, if I'm not trying, but right now I'm flying through all this, so yeah, just go and do what I know and go with the flow. Every day is another way just to provide value. As I always say, all types of ways to make it right. So I start from the bottom, take it to the top pretty much every night. And it doesn't even feel like a fight because I just stay in the light and provide value. So that's pretty much how it goes with the investing flows and the vibe coding too. So it's something new, but it's something we can all do. So we are like the trailblazers, not like the basketball team that just lost to the Antonio of San, Texas. But now I'm trying to think too hard, and now my rapping is going away. I got to keep it easy and breezy. So anyways, yeah, back to what I was doing. I couldn't believe that today, man. I checked the score at halftime with the Knicks in the Atlanta game, and it was like 80-30. It's like, what is going on right now? But yeah, this is, if you're a basketball fan, you know what I mean. So anyways, back to the dream. The investment scheme. This sentence, some version of it, probably belongs at the top of the positioning document. I like that. I'm seeing a way bigger market. This is awesome. Ah, Sonic coming through. Can you steal the idea? I mean, I guess anybody could steal anything, right? But do you want to be the creator or do you want to be the imitator? Because, I mean, anybody could steal anything, right? I've been in business for a long time and many people have stolen my ideas before, but I just keep on creating. I mean, that's like it's a free market, you know? But how do you want to be? That's really up to you. I'm not going to tell people that they should steal my ideas, but I mean, you know, this competition, anybody can do what they want to do. Can you put in the work more than me? That's up to you. But over time, if you're just stealing people's ideas, people will see you as an imitator, not a creator. So that's up to you. Anybody could steal anybody's idea. Can I steal your idea? That is funny. We just passed 2 minutes. I mean, 2 hours, 22 minutes, and 22 seconds. 222. Going back to the Claude Code. So I definitely like C, and I think mainly because like it is more straight to the point, and it mentions like that it's for like everybody. And I think I'm seeing that's better for like marketing, definitely like much bigger market here. And I think that helps too with like the marketing that I'm going to be collecting for communicating with people and conversating with people. So that being said, I'm about to paste in here the results that I got back from Claude from the project. And this is such a good idea. I got people in the live stream right now asking me if they can steal my idea. And I'm laughing, talking about you can steal anybody's idea, but do you want to be the originator? Or do you want to be the imitator? So let me know if you're ready for this prompt. Anything that you can think to add off of what I was just saying. So getting clear from like marketing that I've been doing and building. So Stackivate is a self-knowledge tool for self-directed investors who want to do the work themselves through historical paper trading, automatic journaling, and an AI coach matched to your investor archetype. It helps beginners and experienced investors alike see their own patterns, what they fear, what they chase, what they overcomplicate, so they can invest in alignment with who they are, not someone else's playbook. I'm getting much clearer on this. Awesome. All right, so I mean, this is really good work. Like I'm like not actually like building something right now, but this is much more valuable for what I'm building later. So that being said, I mean, basically like what would you recommend like that I do from here? Do you think I should be updating the actual project and the marketing dashboard as I'm like getting clear on this vision? Cuz I'm thinking that's what like is the next step. And like also about like, you know, just making sure that like everything keeps moving forward with the correct kind of like vision that I have. So, you know, it's fresh right now. And I guess like before I go on more, let me know what you think about what I just said. So definitely I notice like sometimes just building straight, keep building and building, like you gotta you gotta step back and make sure that everything is aligned to your vision. It's easy to get carried away with building. All right, so I got some work to do that is definitely very valuable. So it's like a positioning statement. Essentially, I wouldn't have okay, so positioning.md is like a really good file, and I've never really thought about this before. And I wouldn't have understood this so well until I built out the MVP and did some marketing. The business plan, the marketing plan, all that stuff was first. But this is really awesome to where it's helping me build a business on more than just one level, more than a surface level. And mostly what I see people doing is creating apps, creating sites, and it's very surface level. They'll have just a business plan, and then they just put it out there, and then they hope it does well. But there's so much more to it, so much more value I can provide from my business background. Claude is, there's so much I know that I can do, and Claude is really good at keeping me on task. Whereas in the past, I could just before this update or any other LLM for that matter, I would just be asking it questions and it would be oh yeah, you're right, do this. But this is I think the best thing I've noticed about Opus 4.7. It's very good at keeping me on task. And I mean, writing this position document, I think this is something I should be doing off stream. I think, this is I want to be building on stream. There's some things that I need to take care of. So I think what I'm going to do is I've had a long day anyway. So I think I'm going to end this stream for today. I'm going to get everything ready so I can come back tomorrow and just start building. And come back tomorrow with a new stream. Just build the whole time, have everything ready to go, everything lined up, show you guys the building, show you guys how all the business stuff fits together. Business and marketing, I'm definitely getting on a new level with this. Definitely seeing so much more potential, feeling really good. I recommend to anybody watching this, start building, start doing a business, start creating something, and you will be very surprised. Once you actually start building it out, the insights you get. Stay focused on providing value. That being said, go ahead and if you're getting value from this, up the like button, aka click the thumbs up, the like button, subscribe if you haven't already. I'm coming through with new information steady. Always feel free to, think of comments and questions you can come on the next stream and ask. So I think for this is a task that needs to be done after a break, and that's something I need to take. But yeah, I'm gonna make sure I do all my work off stream that needs to be done. That's not building. That's probably boring to you guys, I'm guessing. I don't know. Maybe you guys think this is interesting too, but I'm just assuming you guys want to see me build. So that being said, I guess that's it for today. Shorter stream, but it's okay. So I'll be back with something new for you, providing value like I always do.